Let's just start by putting it out there is no such thing as a career path. It's more like a career cha-cha, but where no one exactly knows the moves, but we're all going along with it anyway. One thing is for sure, if you're not making mistakes, you're probably not progressing. Mistakes are going to happen, it's a part of the process. So we've put together a list of 15 of the biggest career mistakes and how to avoid them. This way you can learn from them before they happen to you. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. If you're not subscribed yet, you're missing out. Number 1. Thinking there is an escalator to the top. A career today is like a game of snakes and ladders. Just when you feel like you're getting ahead, you're taken right back to square one and have to start over. Then one day you're going along and a golden opportunity shoots you back up to a whole different level that you didn't even see coming. Climbing the corporate ladder is now more like a jungle gym, in the words of CEO Facebook Sheryl Sandberg. Progression isn't always well-defined, and there isn't just one clear list of titles to get to the top. You need to be willing to move sideways, maybe a little backwards, and then when a door opens, run through it like there's no tomorrow. These days, it takes a little shimmy shimmy to get to the top. Number 2. Coasting. Have you ever found yourself in a job and then you just start coasting? It's great for your personal life, but spells disaster for your career. It's not enough to get comfortable with your job deliverables and plod along day in, day out if you're looking to advance. You need to take control of your career future. It's a competitive job market, and job relevancy is always changing. Even if you do find your work easy and delivering 100%, you should be using your spare energy to upskill and educate yourself. Ready yourself for the next position, or be prepared for a shift in the job market. Number 3. Stuck in a dead-end job and no plan. Ranking far higher than salary and benefits these days is the opportunity for upward mobility and an opportunity to expand your career. If the role you're in has nowhere to go, then what are you doing? It might be time to move horizontally to another company that offers a lower salary but more opportunities to grow or move upwards. Perhaps the reason you're stuck is that you don't really know where you're going. Each successful career person had a plan, and sure, it might not have all panned out, but knowing they weren't in the final destination yet is what keeps ambitious people advancing. Your plan shouldn't be just a trajectory for where you want to land up, but a detailed plan on how you'll get there, what exact steps you need to take to move towards your goal. Perhaps you need to upgrade your degree, or just take opportunities for training and conferences in your field to keep you up to date. Whatever it is, outline it in a plan because your future is worth it. Number 4. Hating what you do. We get that we all have financial obligations, but the need to work in a job you hate can't cost you your mental health. The average person spends a third of their life at work. That's far too long to be miserable. Thinking that you're trapped is the farthest thing from the truth. Begin to make strategic moves to improve your situation. Perhaps you want to address the problem and improve the current situation. Maybe it's time to expand your side hustles, or it could just be time to move on. Number 5. Not being in control of your own career choices. We've all watched 100 movies or soap operas with the same plot. Rich kid has to work in his parents' successful business and resents it completely. Then he finds love, or a dance, or a moral conscience, and stands up to his stiff upper lip dad and leaves. And they all live happily ever after. You might not be a trustafarian with Scrooge for a dad, but sometimes family and friends can have a big influence on your career. Before you know it, you're nowhere near your dream come true. Take a look at who you might be influenced by. Next time you have a decision to make, give yourself your own time and space to make it without their meddling. You have to live with the decisions every day, not them. Trust yourself and your instinct. And stick around because there's more coming up on instinct later. Number 6. Staying in your lane. There's no reason to think that you're stuck in a specific career path for the rest of your life. You don't have to go back to school and get a whole different qualification to change industries. You can transition gradually. Even if you love what you do, you might have to upskill or reskill. If you aren't happy with the career you're in, there's no reason to start moving lanes right away. Simply considering your move and starting to listen to podcasts on the topic will begin to help your mind manifest solutions to make your move. And if you have trouble keeping control of your mind, why not sign up for our Mind Mastery meditation course? You can find it at Alux.com/mindmastery. Number 7, not dressing for success. First impressions count, and while we shouldn't judge a book by its cover, in business, it's still part of the culture. Having a well-put-together look that your colleagues and boss can rely on will make you a first choice for opportunities to represent the company, and these are what will advance your career at the end of the day. When you're interviewed, meeting with superiors, or a new client, be sure your appearance is all that and more. It can really make or break the success of the meeting. And if you need some more tips on how to dress the part, check out our other video, 15 Ways to Put Together a Proper Wardrobe. Number 8, leaving your boss out of the loop. Your boss is not your mortal enemy when it comes to career advancement. In fact, if you leverage the relationship, they could help you achieve the next stage of your career. Build a good relationship with the superiors where you work, look to them for advice, and share with them where you aim to be in the next year, 5 years, and over your entire career life. Listen and heed their advice. Even if they aren't your favorite person, they will have some advice to share, whether good or bad. Either way, you can learn. If you have a good boss, then chances are they'll be keen to see you succeed and help you whenever they can. Number 9, not keeping up with the changes in your market. The world is not fixed. It's constantly changing and evolving, just like your job market. Failure to keep up with the changing market will mean that sooner or later you won't be delivering what is relevant and current in your field. It's not good enough to get a degree and think that the learning is over. Short courses in later practices, refresher classes, and conferences all help you stay in touch with the broader picture in your industry, what the best practices are, and where it's heading. So don't underestimate the value of joining regional business forums and subscribing to international newsletters to keep a localized as well as a global edge on the career market that you're in. Number 10, not knowing the numbers that count. Do you know how much you're worth to your company? Have you ever explored how they value and decide on salary packages? In most companies or industries, there's a formula that's followed. X% of the value of projects you'll manage or bring in. Or perhaps it's based on an industry norm or a scale of experience. Either way, it's good to be in the know of how you're remunerated so you can understand the math. Then it's time to be frank with yourself. Are you earning enough? Firstly, to maintain the lifestyle you want and need, within reason, of course. And secondly, are you being remunerated according to your value and skill level? Based on these answers, you'll need to decide whether you need to upskill yourself to earn higher, or have you reached the cap of earning at your current job and you need to ask your boss for a raise. None of these tasks should scare you. All of these are reasonable and a normal part of navigating career advancement. If you add value, then you should be remunerated. And if you want some more money, you need to ensure you add value to cover that amount. It's simple, don't overthink it. Go in confident and make money moves. Number 11, throwing away the key. It sounds good in theory to make a big gesture to let the job you're leaving know what a pain in the ass they were. But what good will really come from it? No matter how you leave a job, on good or bad terms, it's better to try and make nice before you go. You never know if your current boss might show up later as a senior again, or if one of your work colleagues could end up in a company you want to be hired at and tell the story of your malevolent exit. Coworkers are a good group to stay firm with. At the end of the day, it's more likely than not your paths will cross again soon. And if not, it's always nice to have friends in the same industry who understand what work throws at you. Number 12, not working, networking. I don't care who you are, where you're from, what you did, you still need to network. Don't underestimate the importance of connections. Perhaps it doesn't seem like an immediate fit in this universe of energy conspiring for our benefit, but you never know what will lead you to something else. In case you don't know where or how to start, we made a crash course to help you out in our video, Why is Networking So Important? Number 13, missing out on mentorship. If you have your sights set on a top job and, like most Aluxers, don't plan on taking the long route there, then it's advisable you get a mentor. Identify someone that you admire in your field that you know you can learn from, and then go about trying to get them to sign up to mentor you. A mentor is such a valuable relationship to have. It also helps that you'll have someone in a high position who can pull some strings to make things happen sometimes. But more importantly, they're a good sounding board, can offer you support, advice, and the right introductions for you to make big strides in your career. Number 14. Underestimating your intuition. A hunch, your inner voice, a gut feeling, whatever you call your intuition, it's best to heed that inner warning. Obviously, only if that voice is saying rational things, but we don't need to remind our sensible Alux fam of that, do we? A healthy mix of reason and instinct will make sure that you're guided to better decision-making that you'll be able to live with. And this isn't all mumbo-jumbo, it's tested by science. A study by the New Jersey Institute of Technology surveyed hundreds of business managers for intuitive abilities. Those with superior intuition were good decision-makers. Number 15. Underemployed for life. The job market is rough, so it's not unusual to take a job in a good company in a lower position than what you qualify or are skilled for. But once you're in, it's not time to settle in, forget your goal, and start coasting. This is where having clear goals helps. Remind yourself often that this is just a way in. Make sure you're included in good projects and try to be noticed by those who would be part of the team for recruiting the job you ideally want. Take a combination of the advice from this video, like get a mentor, share your career goals with your boss, dress for success, and network, to make sure this is just a stepping stone and not a full stop. So Aluxers, we're curious. What's the biggest career mistake you have ever made? Share your experience with us in the comments. You could really help someone. And of course, since you stuck with us until the end, we do have a bonus for you. Identify yourself. Being a jack of all trades is cool in a few industries, but in most, it's good to be known for what your unique skill set is. If you imagine a conversation in a recruitment meeting, the team would describe you as, "What about that woman with the great presentation skills?" Or, "How about that guy who codes like 100 lines a minute?" Be sure that your valuable skills are noticed, and take a personal audit often of how your skills compare to that of the best in your field. If you're serious about career advancement, you need to get as close to that level as you can. Keep checking on the skills needed for the job you want and pursue them. Then keep your website and LinkedIn up to date so your professional identity is properly represented. Alright Aluxers, thanks for watching. Remember, we have plenty more videos. Just hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out. Until next time.